Hello everyone, I'm back with another LEGO video, and this time I'm going to start my Versus series. So I don't know if you remember these lovely two sets, but back in 2014 we got this amazing AT-AP Walker and Droid Gunship with awesome minifigs, and of course they came out with pretty much the same thing in 2019. Go figure, there literally was no difference. Some minifigure difference, but like maybe some design tweaks here and there. It was kind of pointless, honestly. But I'm back to review these because these were two sets that were really supposed to be bought together. Like, you know, if you saw these two sets, the minifigures matched, you were really supposed to buy them at the same time because they match. I'm going to do a review to see which side would win. Would the Republic side of these two sets win, or would the Separatist side win in this battle? Before we get into that, let's get into each set first, but let's start with the minifigs.
Okay, so for the Separatists, out of the two sets, we got two of these B1 battle droids in the AT-AP Walker, along with one more B1 battle droid in the Droid Gunship. And then we got one B2 battle droid in each of these sets, so in all we have two of these guys, just the regular ones, not the rocket launcher ones. So we just have two of these. So that does it for the Separatist minifigures. Now for the Republic ones, the Droid Gunship came with Chewbacca. I believe this was the first time we got a new version of Chewbacca, with a nice new bowcaster right there. Very nice like printing and really nice torso piece. And then we got, I believe he was called a Wookiee warrior on the front, but this really looks like Tarful to me, which is the Wookiee that's standing next to Chewbacca in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. But I mean, either way, like, this is one of my favorite Wookiee minifigs ever. Like, the design, the detail that they went into for this guy is absolutely amazing. So, now, this was all the craze. We got our first Phase 2 Commander Gree, who absolutely looks amazing. They went all out. LEGO really went all out with this guy. The helmet is just absolutely beautiful as well. You got the standard clone face that they started using back in, I believe, 2013. And yeah, just an absolute amazing minifigure. Really great, really great. And then we got our first rendition of the newer version of the Scout Trooper. Now the first, Kashyyyk Trooper, that is, sorry. The first time we ever got a Kashyyyk Trooper was in the original clone Turbo Tank back in 2005, I believe, was when it came out. We got our first version of that, which I have. So give me 1 second and I will compare the two. Alright everyone, so this is the second version of the Kashyyyk Scout Trooper, and then this is the first version that came in the Clone Turbo Tank. Now this is one of my favorite minifigures that I own. It has the nice belt printing, leg printing, which was actually not that common for a minifig in the early 2000s. So I really love this minifigure. It was part of the minifigs that had the black heads, and so the helmet had just a gap. But still, you know, this version of the Kashyyyk Scout Trooper holds a special place in my heart. Now, the new version looks really good as well. I like almost everything better about the new version than the older one, except for the helmet. This printing right here for the breather, that's really nice, but I don't know, this visor kind of just throws me off a little bit. I don't know, it's like too high. I don't know if you all know what I'm trying to say, but I mean, the camo's nice. Like, everything about this minifigure is beautiful, except the visor just seems like it seems too small. It seems too high up there. All right, now let's review the ship and the walker. First of all, we have the Droid Gunship. The first time we saw this was episode 3, but the first time that we saw this in the Clone Wars was in that Onderon arc, which was pretty cool, which showed us a lot more of its capabilities. Now, I really like the design of this. They did come out with Droid Gunship back in, I want to say 2010. It was a Clone Wars one. It looked way more rustic than this, so they really did a huge upgrade with this one. What's confusing about the Droid Gunship though is that in the Clone Wars it seemed like this was just a droid itself, like this had a mind of its own programming. But if you see the design that we have here, you can open up the top and you have a place to put a pilot, like a droid, to fly it, which, by the way, you got this nice little tracker sticker to show that it's gonna attack the AT-AP walker. But it looks like there's a seat for a droid in there, and I'm not quite sure what to make of that. I don't know if that's canon. Let me know in the comment section below, please. But yeah, I mean, in the Clone Wars, it seemed like these had a mind of its own. They were their own droid. I love the bubble turret design with the double guns. They rotate pretty well. And then they got the gun in the middle that also goes up and down. Very nice design. Then you look at the top. Ooh. Look at the bottom. Bottom is obviously more crude than the top, but you know, Lego tries to do everything that they can. I think they did a pretty good job. I just shot a flick-fire missile by accident, but as you can see, there are flick-fire missiles on either side, along with what appears to be more guns. And then the main feature of this Droid Gunship is that you've got these bombing mechanisms that can drop. All you have to do, or maybe pull this out, then the bombs drop, just like that. Which is a very easy feature, and then it's very easy to put them back in. In the Droid Gunship that we saw in episode 3 and in the Clone Wars, these were more of a missile firing mechanism, but obviously, you know, Lego can't really do missiles unless they decided to do all spring-loaded missiles for those, and I'm very happy that they didn't, because that would have looked weird. So they decided to go with bomb dropping. There's 3 more bombs on the other side, so pretty nice playable feature. I approve. Going to the AT-AP walker, this thing is so beautiful. First off, I just love the design that went into this. It's a huge improvement from the original AT-AP walker we got back in, I want to say 2005 as well. You got the sticker that's supposed to describe the hatch that the clones would open and go into, but obviously this isn't minifig scale. So instead we have 2 hatches on either side that open up that will show the inside of the driver's seat there. Same thing on that side. If you want to look inside, you can lift up the top very easily. We've got a Droid Gunship panel that shows a tracking device there with 2 lovely seats for 2 clones. Very nice. And then on top we got yet another spring-loaded missile that you just press down and it fires. We've got the main gun. We've got the smaller gun that swivels, which is really cool actually. So this mechanism locks the top gun in place, and when you unlock it, it can turn 360 degrees. And the guns also go up and down now that it's free to unlock. I love this chair design. I remember building this, and it looks like, you know, it looks like it just has like a nice little headrest. And I think it's just a nice little extra design that Lego threw in. Absolutely beautiful. And then we have the smaller gun at the bottom that moves all the way around, up, down, side to side. And then just to lock this back in. There we go. The legs are nice. The legs, they move, but they're really not supposed to. Like, this is really the only position that you can have the AT-AP walker in, standing up, and it won't fall over. Unless you, like, you know, connect it to studs. But on its own, this is really the only position you really want it in. You have the third leg that you can deploy when it needs to fire the big gun for stabilization, but when it's in walker mode, it does fold up. If you look at the back, it's supposed to fold up all the way here, and then this little piece comes down, and it holds it like that. Also, some really nice back design. Very appreciative of that. And so this is what the walker looks like in mobile mode with the leg curled up beneath it. Very nice as well.
So, which of the two sets in this little duo would win? Well, let's just say that we have the two ships, right? AT-AP Walker has one pretty agile gun, but that's really for infantry, so this would probably be used for taking out the droids on the field. Let me just quickly deploy this leg. And for the AT-AP Walker to use the big gun, it really needs to stabilize the third leg first, so there's going to take time to stabilize that and then to unlock it. And unfortunately, in order to shoot the big gun, it only moves up and down. Now, obviously, the actual AT-AP Walker, the gun doesn't just move up and down. But we're talking strictly the Lego set, not the actual thing, which Lego set would win. So we have this gun that moves up and down. It needs to stabilize in order to really use the big gun. And so if it's trying to fire the droid gunship with the big gun, if the droid gunship just moves over here, it has to unstabilize the third leg, shift, stabilize it again, shoot, and by that time the droid gunship is somewhere else. So really the two guns that really are going to try to take this gunship down is the one that can swivel 360 degrees, but it can only fire in a downward direction or upward if it's firing this way, or really just flat. So the droid gunship is coming at it from a little bit higher. This guy's pretty much useless. Really only this cannon can do much, but this is not a heavy-duty cannon whatsoever. And in the Clone Wars, these things were ray shielded, so I'm just going to say that this is ray shielded. I would say the only gun that would be able to really take this gunship down would be the main one, and we just discussed the issues with this Lego design. With the droid gunship, it has a lot more guns. It has these double bubble turrets, and there's two of them. We have another, like a sniper gun right here in the middle that just goes up and down as well. And then we have we have two more guns on either side, plus spring-loaded missiles, plus 6 bombs to drop. Like, these don't even need to be missiles. Like, this is deadly enough with 6 bombs to drop. I mean, and then plus it flies. Like, this is an absolute nightmare. Now, if we do go down to the minifigures, obviously 3 B1 battle droids and 2 B2 battle droids, they're no match for Kashyyyk Trooper and 2 Wookiees. Like, these 2 Wookiees, actually probably just the Wookiee warrior could take all of these guys on and just kill them all. So that is no problem. Let's just say that all of these droids, you know, they tried to fire off a couple shots. AT-AP Walker, you know, just sprayed them down. The Wookiees tore them apart. So all these droids are now just gone. So the real question is the AT-AP Walker and the remaining minifigures enough to take this droid gunship down? I mean, they'd have to get pretty creative. Like, the Wookiees would have to, like, jump on top of it, which is not impossible because, you know, they did that in the movie. Revenge of the Sith, but they have to find a way to get on top of this, maybe tear it apart. You know, I don't know, maybe hijack it like Chewbacca did in Return of the Jedi. Now, because there is a cockpit to this, that does insinuate that it can be overridden. So I would think that the best possible solution for them to take this down is to hijack it, is to send a Wookiee in and to hijack it. But then again, the Wookiee needs to be able to get on top of the droid gunship, and because it's flying, I'd say that'd be a hard time. So, because that's their only viable option to win, I think, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with the droid gunship. That this would definitely win in the duel match between these two sets. Now, if LEGO had designed the AT-AT Walker for this big turret to be able to have more agile ability, then I would say this would probably be screwed. You know, this big gun would take that down in an instant. But just because of the limited mobility of the gun and having to stabilize it with the third leg and being able to aim and then, you know, having to, you know, redeploy this every single time it's moved, I would say the droid gunship would be the winner. Now, if the droid gunship does not have ray shields, then that's another question. Honestly, if the droid gunship didn't have ray shields, I'm still leaning a little bit more towards the droid gunship, but I mean, if it didn't have ray shields, then they would definitely have a better fighting chance. It would be closer, but I think I would still go with the droid gunship. So that is my first Who Would Win video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. Follow me on Instagram. It will be in the description. Please comment who you think would win and let me know why. I will definitely reply to whoever does that. Let me know what your friends think as well. Share this video, see what they think. Thank you for watching. Hope you all have a great day.